Hello and welcome back to EFD, where today we'll give you 10 youngsters to watch out for in the new season. Let's get into it. 10. Timothy Weah. Living up to the standards set by his legendary father may be near impossible, but Timothy Weah, son of George, is developing into an exciting attacking talent in his own right. At 19, the New York-born forward has clocked up less than 40 senior appearances at club level, but already has 8 caps for the US. And is coming off a half-season of regular football on loan at Celtic. After his impressive spell in Scotland, where he scored 3 goals in just over 350 league minutes, Weah has been signed on a permanent from PSG by League One rivals Lille for €10 million. The French side are known for developing young talents into world beaters, with Eden Hazard their most famous export and Nicolas Pepe their most recent star. So the Stade Pierre-Mauroy may be the perfect place for Weah to hone his craft. A centre-forward who can also play on the left or right, the US international should get ample playing time in 2019-20. Even if he does struggle to shift Portuguese wonderkid Rafael Leao from the number 9 slot. And if Pepe does leave for a bigger club, there will be even higher demand for contributions from the rest of the forward line. Watching Weah rise to the challenge should be a lot of fun. But before we move on to our next section, please remember to subscribe to EuroFootball Daily and hit that notification bell to never miss a video. You won't regret it. 9. Sandro Tonali. He may not have played any top-flight football in his career thus far, but you'd be a fool to take your eyes off Sandro Tonali. The teenage regista was one of the key men in Brescia's triumphant Serie B campaign of 2018-19, appearing in 34 of his side's 36 league fixtures, and helping them record just 5 losses all season on the way to promotion. He also contributed 3 goals and 5 assists from his deep-lying position, the kind of output he may struggle to match in Serie A. However, having just turned 19, Tonali has years to develop into one of Europe's best central midfield operators, and due to his role on the field, the club he plays for and his long, thick locks, he obviously has drawn comparisons to Andrea Pirlo. Tonali's performances have attracted interest from the likes of Liverpool and AC Milan, with Brescia owner Massimo Cellino insisting the wonderkid is staying put. However, with a contract only running for another 2 years, the club will need to act soon to ensure they don't lose him for less than his worth, especially considering he's already valued at around €25 million. 8. Mason Greenwood. We considered sticking Liverpool's Ryan Brewster in here, but considering he's yet to make a senior appearances for the Reds and has a far more daunting forward line to break into, we've gone for Man United's Mason Greenwood. Depending on whether or not Man United sell Romelu Lukaku, Marcus Rashford could be the club's only recognised centre-forward come the new season, which could see 17-year-old Greenwood step up the pecking order quicker than expected. His performances at youth level in 2018-19 clearly impressed Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who handed him 3 appearances in the Premier League, including a start against Cardiff in which he fired off 7 shots, completed 3 dribbles and created 3 chances. The Bradford-born forward's 34 goal involvements across youth and reserve competition last season was certainly a statement. And while he probably isn't ready for regular first-team football at his age, he would be an effective tool to bring off the bench. And considering United still haven't sorted out their right side either, the fact Greenwood is capable of playing anywhere across the front line also serves him in good stead. 7. Moussa Diaby. With Bayer Leverkusen losing Julian Brandt to Borussia Dortmund after 5 years of excellent service, the German club have been quick to fill in the gaping hole left by the left winger / attacking midfielder. Demabe, signed from Hoffenheim for €32 million, will slot into Peter Bosch's midfield 3, while Moussa Diaby, a €15 million acquisition from PSG, will provide an extra option out wide. Like the aforementioned Timothy Weah, Diaby is a product of the French Giants academy system, and along with Jean-Kevin Augustin, is one of the few to have swapped Paris for the Bundesliga at a young age. Still a teenager during the 2018-19 campaign, the winger was impressive in the limited game time offered to him, bagging 2 goals and 6 assists in just over 1,100 League One minutes, amounting to a goal involvement every 141 minutes. And his underlying stats look promising too. He completes 1.6 dribbles per 90 along with 1.6 key passes and 1.8 shots. And while these can certainly be improved on, his off-the-ball work is excellent, making 2.1 tackles and interceptions a game. And while the youngster will be battling with Kai Havertz and Leon Bailey for the wide bursts at the Bay Arena, this shouldn't faze him. After all, he managed to make 25 League One appearances with the likes of Draxler, Di Maria and Neymar standing in his way. Having been personally recommended to move to the Bully by Thomas Tuchel, we can see Diaby's game hitting new levels in Germany. 6. Gabriel. The second Lille player on this list, Brazilian defender Gabriel, joined the French club 2 years ago from Avaí in his homeland, but spent his first season on loan at Troyes and Dinamo Zagreb, neither of which brought success. In the second half of 2018-19, however, Christophe Gauthier finally showed faith in the youngster, and he excelled as Jose Font's partner at the back. Tall, quick and strong in the challenge, Gabriel makes 3.1 tackles and interceptions a game, with a tackle success rate of 83%, better than Aymeric Laporte. He also wins 68% of his aerial duels, also trumping the Frenchman. And while you may expect this in a less physically demanding league, it's nonetheless impressive. Understood to have been wanted by Juventus this summer, Lille reportedly rejected a €25 million offer for the Brazilian, who turns 22 in December. And while the arrival of Matthias de Ligt means the old lady probably won't be calling again, demand for young centre-backs is high, and should Gabriel carry on his form this season, the Ligue 1 outfit can expect offers of €50 million plus come summer 2020. 5. Martin Ødegaard. Considering he was signed by Real Madrid over 4 years ago, it's pretty crazy to think that Martin Ødegaard still hasn't turned 21. Thoughts by some to be a failed wonder kid after spells in the Castilla team and on loan at Heerenveen did not see him develop as quickly as many predicted, the Norwegian attacker exploded in 2018-19 at Vitesse. The same club which helped nurture English youngster Mason Mount just a year before, Vitesse handed Ødegaard 31 starts in the Eredivisie, and the youngster repaid manager Leonid Slutsky in emphatic fashion. Over the course of the season, the 18-capped international hit 9 goals and got 12 assists, at a rate of a goal contribution every 142 minutes. That's pretty amazing considering he got just 3 goal involvements with Heerenveen the previous season, at a rate of 1 every 693 minutes. Now making his way back to Spain after a near 3-year absence, Ødegaard is linking up with Real Sociedad on a season on loan, with his parent club keen to have him reacclimatised to La Liga and keep a closer eye on him. 4. Diego Lainez. One of the most exciting young talents to emerge from Mexico in recent years, Diego Lainez made his debut for Club America in the Liga MX back in 2017. Aged just 16 at the time, the versatile forward was slowly blooded into the side, remaining on the fringes of the first team for a year before making his big breakthrough in the back half of 2018, scoring 5 goals in 15 appearances, starring in the club's Apertura triumph and making his debut for the national side. This was enough to convince Real Betis to snap up the boy who is known to some as the Mexican Messi. And within months, he was facing his Argentine idol, coming on for Giovanni Lo Celso in the team's 4-1 defeat to Barcelona, in which Lainez got an assist. And despite only registering 3 La Liga starts thus far, the early signs are promising for the 19-year-old. In under 400 minutes of action, the youngster registered 2.6 shots, created 1.8 chances, and attempted over 8 dribbles per 90 minutes, beating his man with just under half his attempts. Clearly still very raw and in a new tough league, Lainez still needs to adapt. But with the prospect of Lo Celso leaving and Joaquin surely set to retire soon, he could become one of Betis' key men sooner rather than later. 3. Alphonso Davies. Back in 2016, Alphonso Davies made his debut for the Vancouver Whitecaps at just 15 years old, becoming the second youngest debutant in MLS history after Freddie Adu. 3 years and 81 senior appearances later, the Canadian wonder kid was signed by Bayern Munich, where he is now about to commence his first full season. So far, his career at the Allianz has consisted of just 6 substitute appearances, amounting to just 74 minutes of action. But the winger has already scored his first goal for the club, ironically after replacing David Alaba at left-back during a 6-0 battering of Mainz, making him the club's youngest goalscorer in 20 years. And considering his stellar final season in the MLS, in which he scored 8 goals and got 9 assists in 27 games, Davies must be itching for more playing time under Niko Kovac. With Robben retiring and Ribery finally moving on, he should get more opportunities to shine in 2019-20. But with Kingsley Coman fit and on form, Serge Gnabry on fire, and the club looking at bringing in another world-class forward, a regular starting place is probably still some way off. But with Davies also being used at left-back for the Canadian national team recently, his versatility will serve him in good stead. Wherever he plays, we can't wait to see him terrify opponents with his blistering pace and skill in 2019-20. 2. Phil Foden. Another teenager who's having to bide his time at a top European club, Phil Foden is primed to become the first player from the acclaimed City Football Academy to actually make it at the Etihad. In fact, you'd have to go back as far as Mika Richards to find the last Man City product to make over 50 league appearances for the citizens. While countless talents have been sold over the years, such as Iheanacho, Diaz and Ronnie Lopez, Foden is a clear favourite of Pep Guardiola, and impressed in 330 league minutes in 2018-19. While his 2.5 shots in the box per 90 is clearly unsustainable, and is probably the result of him coming on late in games against worn-out opposition, 2.2 chances created and an 87% pass accuracy are exactly the kind of numbers needed to thrive as an advanced playmaker in such a dominant side. And while the news of David Silva leaving Manchester next summer spells the end of a glorious era, it is good news for the youngster. Pep will surely grant Foden more significant playing time in 2019-20, given the 19-year-old fits the mould of Silva more than anyone else in the squad, and is tipped as his long-term successor. We wouldn't be surprised to see him bag 10+ goal contributions as City go for a third title on the bounce. 1. Vinicius Jr. When Real Madrid announced the signing of Vinicius Jr. from Flamengo for €45 million, the highest transfer fee ever received by a Brazilian club at the time, many were sceptical the teenager would live up to his price tag. And they had reason to be. When the agreement was reached in May 2017, the then 16-year-old had made just 3 appearances for the Rio club and hadn't even started a game for them. But by the time Vinicius arrived at the Bernabeu in the summer of 2018, he had racked up significant experience in the Brazilian top flight. And while the following campaign was one to forget for the Los Blancos fans, he was a positive force whenever he played. Despite playing less than 1,000 La Liga minutes, largely due to a nasty knee injury which caused him to miss 9 fixtures, the forward put up elite numbers when on the pitch, taking over 4 shots, completing over 4 dribbles, and creating 1.6 chances per 90 minutes. And while he had just 2 goals to show for it, his performances gave him over 0.5 expected goals and assists a game. So we are almost certainly going to see a big upturn in his output in 2019-20 if this form continues. With new signings set to reinvigorate Los Merengues' attack, Vinicius may face even more obstacles to make the first team, especially for his preferred left-wing role. But considering his broad skill set and the fact he's still 19, the youngster is surely capable of adapting to what Zidane asks of him. And who better to learn off than the incoming Eden Hazard? So that was our 10 young players to watch in the upcoming season. What did you guys think of the list? Did we miss anyone out? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and I'll see you next time. Bye!